Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and I'm wondering, room temperature eggs versus straight out of the fridge. Does it really make a difference in a recipe? Oftentimes recipes, especially baking recipes, will call for room temperature eggs. They're specific about using room temperature eggs. And that got me wondering, why is that? After a quick Google search, I found out that room temperature eggs supposedly beat better. They mix up better and lighter, and that you get a little more lift out of your batter. We're going to test that out. But the other thing I got curious about is, will it affect the taste? An interesting thing about eggs is the whites and the yolks cook at different temperatures. The whites will begin to solidify at 176 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 80 degrees Celsius. The yolks, on the other hand, start to firm up at a cooler temperature, about 158 Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius. In a perfect world, it would be the other way around. It would make things like poached eggs and soft-boiled eggs so much easier. But as it is, oftentimes, by the time we get the white where we want it, the yolk is past where we want it. And I'm sure you've experienced this if you've made hard-boiled eggs ever. You overcook the yolk, you start getting that real eggy, sulfury taste that most people aren't that fond of. So I started wondering, if I had a room temperature egg, would it cook faster, and by cooking faster, maybe not have such an eggy taste? So we're going to test out both of those things, the ability to whip up a lighter batter and whether or not it changes the flavor, and we're going to do this in my favorite little science lab, the Dash Mini. We'll start with a room temperature egg. And we'll see how quickly this whips up. Pretty frothy. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of almond flour and a 1/4 cup of full-fat ricotta. And we'll whip this together. Then we have an egg straight from the fridge. Now we definitely have some white and yolk that are kind of holding together here, kind of resisting the whole whisk. Okay, I'd say that took just slightly more effort. We'll add our 2 tablespoons of almond flour, 1/4 cup of ricotta, and we'll whisk this together. So I whisked them both for about the same amount of time. It does appear that the room temperature one is a little bit lighter, like maybe a little bit more air incorporated into it. Our Dash Minis are preheated, so let's split up that batter. At the 3-minute mark, the room temperature egg has quit steaming, and the fridge egg stopped just a couple seconds later. We'll get each one of these out and off to a cooling rack. Then I'm going to make the second one just so we have a sample size of 2. Both the first and second trial of chaffles that I made came out very consistent. The room temperature egg chaffle is a little bit more pliable, a little softer versus the fridge chaffle. Let's give them a taste. So mostly that tastes like ricotta. I think a little lemon in this and some poppy seed, and you could have a lemon poppy seed chaffle. Okay, texturally, there's a world of difference. This had that sort of overcooked egg vibe to it, sort of like overcooked scrambled eggs at a free hotel buffet. Additionally, kind of dry. I mean, I really felt it when I was swallowing it down. I'm going to go back to the room temp one again. Definitely a lighter texture, and not especially eggy. I really do feel like this fridge one has an eggier taste, and it is much, much harder to swallow. I don't know why, it's dry. I mean, I've still got like a chunk that I can't quite get down. I'm gonna need to get a drink or something. I gotta admit, going into this little experiment, I didn't expect that I was gonna see much of a difference. Call me skeptical, but I'm a convert now. Going forward, if I'm going to be doing any sort of keto baking application, I'll be taking that egg out of the fridge at least a half hour early. So while this wasn't my typical Friday cooking video, I do think it's kind of cool learning some of this kitchen science stuff. If you do too, click that like button. And thanks for watching.